Let me start off by saying that nobody has made a video about Nullscape lore that is around the theory I have been thinking is the main lore point of Nullscape's story. The Void is alive and it infects beings. The latest Nullscape comic, dropped in the Discord with other proof, completely sells it to me that the Void corrupts and is alive. It may be short, but it honestly is the biggest lore drop we have gotten so far, aside from the Celestial. A thing I would like for you to keep note of is this person's name. It is Dylon, most likely. A quick summary is that in an old teaser, there was an image with a blacked out person, Dylon, and Sam. If you save the image, it is called Unknown Dylon Noob. This is obviously going left to right because it starts with the unknown blacked out character. Then at the time, Sam was called Null Noob, and they're on the right. And of course, the person in the middle is Dylon. Okay, so obviously, Void-bound enemies are a big part of proof of how the Void corrupts. If you're new to the game, you've probably only seen these guys a couple of times. These are beefier versions of enemies, simple as going faster, going more times, or maybe becoming entire explosions. As well with being Void-bound, it also changes the appearance of the enemies. With Void-bound Baby, you could see them being a darker color with horns sprouting out, and the skull becoming a pitch white unlike the teal it usually is. With Void-bound Operator, you could see it sprouting a bark out of its body, the face being shattered, shards of glass piercing its head, and not to mention it had become this dark shade of purple. With Void-bound Guardian, you could see it sprouting more flowers, its jaw is broken, and of course, it becoming a dark shade of purple. This puts the idea in our heads that the Void is a powerful source of something that can make a being stronger while twisting the original body/host, making them a less of who they are. Now for the comic. I'll start from the top, then work our way down to the bottom, then explain what's going on. At the start of the comic, you see Dylon and Sam fighting two Voidbreakers, one with the axe and one with the spear. Then Sam gets a spark of fear as they watch Dylon get hit by a spear. Then an eye appears with Dylon in the pupil with a star-like thing in Dylon's chest. And then the next part is Dylon spouting out pink light with now both sets' eyes under them. Now we're at the second part of the comic with it starting off with Sam staring at something holding another thing with it saying, "You found him different." And then this panel shows Sam horrified/sorrowful with the text saying, "I see." And the third part is showing the person who has been saying things on the left talking to Sam while they grieve Dylon's passing, with it saying, "He'll take those weakened by the Void, and don't give up to Sam." Finally, on the last panel, the person says, "The king won't last forever." Starting off, you see Dylon holding a gun in the first part, and a look at how they have a fluffy jacket. If you go to the part where Sam is looking at quote-unquote something, you can see it holding a rifle with a fluffy something around its neck, then a star on its chest with horns coming out of its head. This is obviously Dylon. This is right after the panel that Dylon had beams coming out of their body. Next, you can see on the second panel that after Dylon got impaled, that a light appeared and afterwards an eye started looking at them. Almost like a something noticed and took advantage of when Dylon couldn't fight back, which supports the Void is alive and conscious. Another assist to this is that on the second to last panel, the mystery person says, "Don't give up to Sam," suggesting that Dylon had given up once they had gotten injured and that Sam shall keep fighting back the Void. And the final cherry on top, if you save the first image, it says, "The Sovereign will not halt," which a sovereign means a king or queen, an upper being of power, and at the final panel, the mystery person says, "The king." So this might sound not so crazy, but the Nullscape was created by the person who's actively spreading the Void from the Nullscape to achieve some sort of goal. And so that concludes my theory of how the Void is alive. I probably will make another video about the mystery person and the sovereign, and I'm so sorry if some parts are confusing or data is left out. I am dyslexic, so it's really hard for me to proofread my scripts.